Good evening, everybody. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas, and welcome to the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles for a much-anticipated main event. 10 rounds of middleweight action between James Lights Out Toney and the marvelous one, Marvin Hagler. James Lights Out Toney's ring walk, something special in the air. You can just sense it out of him. Marvin Hagler is making his way to the ring with a determined giddy-up in his step.
Fighting out of the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome James Lights Out Toney and his opponent across the ring. Fighting out of the blue corner, marvelous Marvin Hagler. All right, guys, protect yourself at all times. Got that? All right, let's touch him.
Little get-to-know-you here in the opening round scheduled for 10. How do you define consistency when you describe the fact that among this matchup you're looking for guys to be more consistent? Which guy's going to be more consistent? How do you define that?
Just in one area. When they get inside, for example, Joe, every once in a while somebody takes a little bit of a break. Yeah, there's working, but all of a sudden one guy's arm goes behind the other guy. I'm looking to see who keeps both hands free.
Good block there by Lights Out. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by marvelous Marvin Hagler. Good block there by Hagler. Devastating blow by Hagler. Good looking right hand after he got hit. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top.
Keep the head moving.
Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by marvelous Marvin Hagler. Teddy, what was it about Marvin Hagler that so many people were attracted to? What was it about just this iron, ripped, chiseled warrior that everybody felt there's a connection for me there?
I think it was all those things you just alluded to in the shaved head. You know, because he really represented everything that you kind of pictured if you closed your eyes and you thought of a prototypical fighter that you'd like to watch, that you'd like to see. You know, a real symbol of what fighting's about. And on top of that, he not only went after you, he not only looked like the product, he was the product. He could box, he could do everything.
Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. Nice counter by Toney. Ten clicks of the talk. Marvelous Marvin blocks that away. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down blue or red corner what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Let's get on that swelling. Compress on that.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. James Toney with a block punch there. Takes one to give one. Uppercut in return. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by James Toney. James Toney's swelling will have to be dealt with immediately. Oh, and there you go. James lights out Toney, stunned and staggered. James Toney's cut, man, is gonna need to be all over this side. The swelling seems to be getting worse.
Well, it's kind of like being a gardener. You have to start getting in there before the weeds come up. You can't wait until the weeds are all over the place and then pull them up. You're going to destroy those beautiful rose bushes. Well, it's the same thing here. You got to get to the side before the swelling's there. You got to put that end swell, that cold piece.
Wow! James lights out Toney. Oh! James lights out Toney's on the canvas. Now you're going to have to see the guts it takes to fight back from that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So he goes down but able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. A nice block by Hagler. Good two-punch combo by Hagler. Nice block by Hagler. Just 10 seconds to go in this round. James Toney with a block punch there. End of this round. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Now they got some work to do here. Their man was just dropped.
Yeah, the first thing is you put some cold water. You can't use that. You clear his head, and you tell him why he was dropped.
All right, listen. You need to create more punches, okay? Slipper, punch, and thrust. Right down the middle. Throw the body, then to the head, then finish to the body.
He's got to find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round, he went down. He was on the canvas.
Now, look, he wants to tie his opponent up. That's the best way to get through it right now. But what he doesn't want to do, Joe, is to reach in there, reach out to grab his guy, and then he leaves himself open. He's got to make sure that his opponent's close enough where he goes to grab him, he's not exposing himself to get dropped again.
You're not supposed to pace yourself.
Parries that punch intended for the head. Teddy, we hear a lot of people talking about where are the next great fighters coming from. In your eyes, you're around gyms all over the country, all over the world. Where are they coming from?
Well, Joe, I'll tell you where they're not coming from. They're not coming from football anymore. In the old days, the big guys, instead of going on the football field, somebody would look to make them into the next heavyweight champ. But now they're going to college, they're going to places where they find it a little bit of an easier travel, and we're losing a lot of those athletes.
Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. 90 seconds to go here in this round. There he goes with the right hand again. Hagler's favorite punch is the jab, and tonight he's loving it.
Well, the jab is the table setter, Joe, and he set a beautiful table tonight. Napkin on the left, small fork on the left, knife on the right, and the food right in the middle. And he's eating all night.
You taking some English etiquette classes?
You getting hungry?
The twists and turns and the non-stop battle, it continues on as we've reached the 1 minute mark to go. Give and take, and here comes the left hand. Hagler's defense did a good job there, able to avoid that punch. James Toney's just not landing any body punches in this fight.
Well, he looks like a guy who hasn't been taught that. We're getting a little bit of an x-ray, a little bit of a peek into what his trainers show him in the gym or what they don't show him.
James Toney's got to deal with a cut cheek.
Keep on. Don't give him a chance to set his feet and get any punches on. Listen, your best defense is to throw more punches. You need to throw more punches. That will keep him away. Your jab works good when you use it. You don't use it enough.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. Able to block that away. It was targeted for his head. It was April of 1985 when Marvin Hagler was able to TKO Tommy Hearns in one of the great action fights in the history of the sport. In many ways, that encapsulated his entire career, that one shining moment.
Well, in a lot of ways it did, because he was a fighter who never felt appreciated. He understood where he came from. He went out there and took chances, he felt, with everybody. All these tough Philadelphia fighters that nobody else would fight. He fought everybody to work his way up. And he looked at other fighters, whether it was Hearns or Sugar Ray Leonard, and these guys he felt were navigated. He felt that they were given things in a certain way on a silver platter. And he had to earn everything the hard way. And fighting a guy of the notoriety, of the talent of Tommy Hearns, to him, his moment had come.
90 seconds to go in round number 4. I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy, because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him. Nice
counter by Toney. halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Toney able to land a counter punch. And a sharp counter punch by Hagler. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by James Toney. End of the round here. And as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
Double up your body punches, thin head. Nice.
Teddy, what do you think here as we start this round? I mean, you watch what he did in that last round, and you got to think that he can get himself back into this fight.
Well, that's how he's got to be thinking it. That's kind of what he's made up of. He's not a front runner. You know, he's not a fast starter anyway. He's the kind of guy that his real strength is to be able to wear you down, and to have a great resolve, and to be able to chip away. He's chipping.
James Toney's now battling two opponents. The guy standing opposite him trying to punch him, and his eyes swelling.
Yeah, he can't see what's coming at him right now.
Toney able to land a counter punch. Great pace to this fight, Teddy. These guys are not coming out of fifth gear. Nobody's slowing down.
No, they're fighting a 6th, 7th, and 8th gear.
A little head hunting right back to it. Distance, such a key factor always, Teddy, when it comes to defense. With his good foot movement, he's been keeping that distance. His opponent, how does he close that gap properly?
Well, first of all, he's got to use his jab to close it, because he's getting picked off coming in. He's getting pot shotted. So he's got to have something coming at his opponent that keeps him distracted. Use that jab. Now, don't use it conventionally, Joe. You're jabbing at the head, you're not finding nothing. You're just finding space. So jab a little lower. Drop the sights a little bit. Jab at his chest. Just so you touch something, and then you can work your way in. You can start to find them a little.
Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Hagler able to block that punch. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
So you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by James Toney. Round comes to an end here. And Teddy, I know you've had a very busy week. You've been training some pro football players this week. There are many parallels to be made between the pro fight game and the pro football game.
Yeah, there are, you know, physical ones and emotional and mental ones. I mean, the physical ones are when I work with some of these behemoths, you know, like offensive linemen. They have to punch out, you know, with their arms. They have to make sure that they get those hands out now. If they raise their elbows just like a fighter raising his elbow before he throws a jab, they lose the power. So you got to teach them to keep those elbows in, punch out without any telegraph, without any loss of power, and also get those hands out at the right distance. If they're a little late, the big guy gets in on him, and now he can control him. And of course, the mental aspects of it, where they get into those dark rooms we talk about every once in a while, where they have to remember that they have control. They can make the choice. You know, you get in those dark rooms, you start to think that you lose control of the choice, that your opponent's making a choice for you. No, that's not the truth.
Good way to protect the midsection. Toney able to land the counter punch. You can see some blood coming from the nose of Marvelous Marvin. Solid job, double connects by Marvelous Marvin Hagler. And a well-placed counter by Hagler. Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. James Toney's looking for an answer here, Teddy. No doubt about it, he's got to be behind on the scorecards.
Yeah, he is. And what right now he needs a big punch to turn this around, get back into the swing of things a little bit. And I think one thing he can look for is maybe his opponent gets a little careless. Invite him in a little bit. You know, you've been backpedaling a little bit. Let him come in and then suddenly make a miss and see if you can catch him with something as he comes, just to get things started.
A headshot blocked. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Wow, is he defensively sound. You can start to see blood now coming from the nose of James Lights Out Toney. This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Carried away this catching. Got that? It's gonna happen. You're gonna catch it. You're gonna catch it. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
Another round underway, but how many more will we see? You get the sense this fight could be heading towards a stoppage. Boy, that's a big gash there on the cheek. Protecting his head well with his guard. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Parries that punch intended for the head. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Toney with a nice counter punch. Now that's some fine work right there by Hagler.
Move your head. In and out, in and out, in and out. Let's move.
Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by marvelous Marvin Hagler. Frustrating his opponent with great defense. Nice block by Hagler. Defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. We come to the end of the round. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas. And looking up at these corners, you can see the cutman obviously getting to work as they do after every round. What makes a great cutman?
Well, he's got to have the right medicines, the right coagulants to stop that. Usually Avitine, thrombin, adrenaline. But the most important thing, Joe, is he has to be calm. He has to be able to identify where that cut is. Maybe there's more than one cut. So you got to be calm enough to see the whole picture, the whole landscape, clean it off, put pressure on it. Get that medicine in there, keep your fighter from getting excited. And then you need a fighter who's going to get on his wheels a little bit, give the medicine a chance to work.
Good job protecting himself. Not able to land the headshot. Parries that punch intended for the head.
Up and down, side to side.
A good block by Marvin Hagler. James Toney's got a real problem on his hands now, Teddy. I think the cut is actually worsening around his eye. He has to do a better job of watching out for that. He has to protect that eye.
Yeah, what he has to do now is give his corner man, his cut man, a chance for his work to be accomplished. In other words, there's been coagulants, chemicals put into that eye. Now the fighter has to move a little bit, be elusive, and allow those chemicals, those medicines to work.
A nice block by Lights Out. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Toney able to block it away. This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, with special offensive happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Toney showing you a little defensive skill there, able to move away from that punch. James Toney with a nice counter punch. Nice strike after catching one by James Toney. Round comes to an end, and that's one of those rounds, Teddy, that just takes on a certain style, a certain characteristic, and that was a busy one.
Yeah, it was a busy one. Look, Joe, you don't have to look for these guys. They're right there in front of you.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think sometimes you just get those rounds where it all happens?
Because of styles. You know, styles make fights. In this case, you're seeing proof of that right there. Both guys that are aggressive, both guys that are very confident.
You need to capitalize on his mistakes. I want to see that counter block. Make him pay for his mistakes. Because nothing. Don't worry about it.
The action starts up again, but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by James Toney. He missed that uppercut. Oh boy, look at this. Right. Oh, and there you go. James lights out. Toney's legs look shaky. He was hurt. Punches in bunches and some serious damage being done.
He's putting them together beautifully.
Come on, work it out.
Swelling was bad. Now you see the result. The ref stepping in, stopping this fight. That's a TKO. Marvin Hagler is your winner by TKO. Teddy, another impressive performance by him.
In every way, defensively, offensively, and finishing up.